This is Carl with Open Savannah. So today we're going to be looking at the application that we built for the budget process in 2018 for the city of Savannah. But it's not only just for the budget process for 2018, it's something that we can use on an ongoing basis throughout the year and using future budgets. So the idea was we wanted to get more residents involved in the budgeting process, right? And we wanted to teach residents about the budget as well. So this is what we built. It's called SavannahBudget.Party. It's you can access it on your mobile phone by going to SavannahBudget.Party in your browser on your phone. It's what we call a mobile web app. So it's made in such a way that it feels like it's a native app, but it's not actually in the App Store. It's just in your browser, which makes it a lot easier for us to deploy in an agile fashion. And it makes it easier for us to update on the fly as well. So this was the landing page. When you go to Savannah Budget Party, we're just going to click Start Budgeting and get right into it. You can log in with your Google account or you can create a new account. It doesn't really matter whichever one you want to do. I'm going to log in with my Google account. And now I've started. So it's going to take me through some intro and onboarding steps here that kind of tell me the basics behind how the budget works and the variables at play. And then it's going to start taking me through each, so there are 6 main service units here that are within the city of Savannah's budget. Each one consists of different departments. So we're going to go through all the service units and go through all the departments within the service units and prioritize which ones we think should have more spending than the year before or less spending than the year before. Now you'll notice it says money left here in the top right hand corner. That is based upon last year's budget, and that is $181.7 million. So assuming that things are about the same as they were last year, that's how much is in the general fund. That's only about half of the full budget. That's the general fund. So there's a general fund and a non-general fund. The non-general fund is funded by fees, and its spending is largely inflexible because it's a self-funding operation. However, the general fund is paid for entirely by property taxes that we pay. So there is discretion with that. Having said that, we obviously need police, we obviously need a municipal water system. So it's not like we have complete control to just say, hey, we're going to cut the police department entirely, because that wouldn't really be good for anybody, would it? But the city does have discretion to play around with these numbers, whereas they don't with the non-general fund. So public safety is the first one, actually, and it's actually the most, almost half of the entire general fund, $181 million, is spent on public safety, which consists of fire and police. We're going to start budgeting. So it's as the fire department, I'm going to decide whether I want to spend more money this year or less money this year on the fire department. But in deciding that, I don't really know what that's going to do. So I'm going to select more info trade-offs. So I'm looking here and it says that if I reduce the expenses by $1.7 million, it would mean that 25 firefighters would not be hired. And if I did it by $1.5 million down here, then that means that it would close 1 fire station. So I don't want those things to happen because I think that's pretty important. So I'm going to leave this one as it is. I'm not going to touch its spending. I'm going to say, right here in this feedback area, you can leave this on each one. Keep fire funding same. This is where you can kind of provide your own qualitative feedback. And I'm not going to touch numbers this time. Police, however, I think they've done a good job this year, personally. So I'm going to say, since they've done a good job, let's give them 0.1% more. And I can explain my spending if I wanted, but we're just going to skip through that for now. And you notice as we're doing this, we spent almost $90 million already just in the first 2 departments. As I mentioned, that's about half the budget that does go to public safety. That's the single largest line item expenditure of all of these. So there's a lot more service units down here, but public safety is by far the largest one in terms of expenses each year. So now we're going to infrastructure and development. That's the next service unit. One of the parts of that is mobility and parking services. We're going to say, let's just increase that by a little bit. Yeah. So you notice we can click these as many times as we want to decrease and increase. And we can see the trade-offs, and we can tap explain spending if we want to add qualitative feedback. But I'm just going to sort of breeze through these here just to give you a quick idea so you won't get bored with the whole entire thing. It's actually really educational and interesting, especially as you start having to do some of the trade-offs. You find that it's not as easy as you would think it might be. So these are the different service units. This is we're now at the mayor's office, so we're going to say, just drop that a little bit. Maybe give the city manager a little bit more money. I don't know. We're just playing around here. When you actually do this, I hope that you will take the time to think through it carefully, because this information will be used to help set the budget. So that is something to keep in mind. So it's a game, and it's an educational tool, but at the same time, it's a feedback tool. So if you kind of see how I'm walking through here with this, interdepartmental, I'm going to increase that sum. I don't even want to explain that. I'm just going to click that out. Yeah, I've got $1 million left. I need to be a little careful here. Ooh, I'm going to have to drop contingency spending because, look, I only have $1 million, so I'm going to have to cut that a good bit. I have to cut that a lot because we have to get the budget at 0. If we don't get it to 0, or close to 0, then we'll have a budget shortfall, and that can't happen. It has to match up. It's called zero-sum budgeting. So now that I've done all that, I've got a little bit, like $1,400 left out of that whole big pot of money. I'll spend it all. And I can see here, the change in funding in each one of these. I can see the percentage change in funding. And I press budget submission and my submitted budget. It shows that I didn't really change it that much from the city manager's proposed budget last year. So, as you can tell, I wasn't changing that much. I was just walking through it to show you. But I'm going to press review and submit. If I wanted to change it in my answers, I could do that by pressing revise service spending. But I think I'm pretty happy. And now comes the important part here. I want to make sure that I enter in my zip code. I'm not a student, so I'm not going to select yes on that. I'm going to put that I am in District 4. And that I think it's a cool game. And when I submit this form, it's going to submit all the budget stuff that I just entered in the game as public feedback for the Office of Budget Management to use in determining how they allocate funds. So it's a fun game that is even better played in the context of a budget party night, which we hope to have some of those in the upcoming year. What a budget party night would be basically individuals get together and